Welcome to Parent Guidance. Today's question is, I'm concerned my 3-year-old may have anxiety, but her pediatrician keeps brushing it off as her just being 3. How do I help her anyway? This is a really great question, and I think a question a lot of parents do have is, I see some behaviors here upstream, and how do I help my child navigate those spaces so that it doesn't create a bigger problem downstream? So really great that you're asking this question now. A lot of the things that we as parents can do in the space is to look inward and see how we're navigating our own anxiety. Because at this age, we are actually modeling to our children how to navigate those uncharted territories. When children are anywhere from ages of infancy to 8 years old, they are learning from observing. They're watching how we navigate anger, how we navigate our sadness, how we interact with other people. They're watching and they're learning. And so if we as parents can look inward and say, how am I navigating my own anxiety? How am I dealing with my own anger? This is where we teach them those coping mechanisms and hopefully healthy coping mechanisms. So the best thing that you can do is say, how am I dealing with my anxiety? Am I using coping mechanisms that are healthy? Am I going for a run? Am I journaling? Am I doing yoga? Some of these tools that we can use in our own anxiety are really helpful to teach our children that when we have anxiety, we can do and move through that space by having healthy tools in place. When children are little like this, they are navigating so many different things and absolutely feeling a lot of anxiety. They're learning how to walk, they're learning how to talk, they're learning how to attach to their caregivers. They're learning how to read the verbal cues, the emotional cues, the physical cues of the people in their lives. And so it's a very, very anxious space for them. They're trying to navigate, am I accepted? Is my parent or parents happy with me? And that is a very difficult space for children. They want the acceptance of their parents. Later in their teen years, they want the acceptance of their peers. So that creates a lot of anxiety in and of itself. So if we can help them navigate that space here in their younger years, we give them a better opportunity to thrive in those teenage and adult years when that anxiety will increase and become more external than it is in our home. So again, this is where we as parents can talk with our children and say, this is what anxiety is, and these are some coping mechanisms. These are some tools that you can use to work through that. When we call it what it is, we normalize it, because often when we feel anxiety or our children feel anxiety, it can be very isolating. You can feel like, gosh, I'm the only one who feels this way, and I don't even know if I'm navigating it well. So helping them understand it's very normal, it's a part of life, and this is how we can plan and prepare and get tools in place to navigate it in a healthy way. That gives them a greater opportunity to thrive in their teenage and adult years. So I know a lot of the questions parents might have is, well, if we talk about it and we focus on it, is that going to make it happen even more? Is it just going to be all about anxiety? And the answer is no. They are feeling anxiety anyway. When children are having a test, they're going to feel anxiety. When they go to a new school, they're going to have anxiety. When they are having new friendships, they're going to feel anxiety. So what we're doing is we're giving it a voice. We're normalizing it, calling it what it is, because they might feel anxiety and think, I'm crazy, or I'm just not able to handle this. And they might start to wrongfully label themselves as not good at social situations, or not good at tests, or not good at many different things, because they don't know what that actually is. So when we give it a name, call it what it is, we're giving them the tools to say, this is normal, this is what happens, and here's what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to talk through it. Talking through something is very, very effective. It helps process. So we teach our children, talk through your anxiety, and then go do something to help work through that. Go for a run, do some journal work, do some yoga. So we as parents, when we're navigating our own anxiety, invite our children to come and do it with us. Hey, I'm going to do some yoga. I'm feeling a little anxious today. Do you want to join me? Not because you feel anxiety, but I want to teach you how effective yoga can be. I'm going to go for a run. Do you want to join me? At 3 years old, it might be, hey, I want to go for a walk. Do you want to get in the stroller and go with me? So we find ways to adapt to their different ages, but we still teach them this is how you move through anxiety. And it often is physically moving through anxiety. Our emotional and our physical are so connected. So as we move physically, we're also moving emotionally, and that can teach our children some really great coping mechanisms. I'm so glad that you asked this question, and I hope this was helpful for you, and I look forward to answering more questions in the future.